to visit them, but I have to be very strict with them and say that you've got to be so pure about why you want it.
Yes.
It's got to come from the heart centre, and you must not show fear, and that is so important.
No, there's no fear. But for instance, like, because Paul wants to have an experience, so I've asked for them to take Paul with me, that we want to go together.
Okay.
I said we can share it and we can talk about it, which is what we like to do. But Paul doesn't remember going.
No, but most people don't.
Remember.
Most people don't. But the reason why they do that is because they know how difficult it is, because it impinges on this life here. You might not think it will, but it does impinge.
Well, it changes your whole life.
Absolutely, yes.
Which it's changed his life, but he doesn't remember if he's gone or not.
No.
And yet I'm sure he must be part of it, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to be close.
I'm sure. And I'm sure
it's in the consciousness, right?
Well, I have such a burning interest in it, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And
my artwork and everything. I mean, I've seen little things, but nothing that's like, you know, what you talk about.
And he gets thousands of orbs. He captures on the camera thousands of orbs, and they respond to him.
Right.
So that he
That's
must.
good.
But if you could say something to Paul that would make him feel like, because he only hears it from me, that he really is part of this process, and he just isn't remembering it.
I mean, it's not an easy question to answer, because I've been asked thousands and thousands and thousands of times, why doesn't it happen to me? Why do you see so many? And I can only say to them, look, if you really want to communicate with these people, you know, you've got to be burning with this inside. I'm not saying you ain't, it sounds like you are, but it still doesn't happen to everyone. Now, it might do, but it doesn't remember it. 99% of the people don't. There must be hundreds of thousands of people out there that are being taken. I don't like the word taken. I use transition. I say they're transitional experiences, because we're in transit from one reality to another. But I can't answer.
Do you recommend hypnosis to open up these memories at all?
Yeah, I'm a great believer.
You are, because I was considering it, but someone told me if my life's going smoothly and I'm not having like nightmares, that to leave it alone.
Yeah, well, you have to be quite serious about whether you are ready to find out, because lots of people say think they are.
See, I think that these highly evolved beings know when you really are ready, and they let your awareness open to the exact proportion of your readiness.
Yes.
That's why I never remember the transition. I only know that I'm feeling the vibrations and I know that I'm there, but the transition maybe is something that's too much for me.
Once when I was coming back, and I was with my space brother, I knew he was about to change my frequency to bring me back down. I was rather rude, because normally we say our goodbyes. And this was back in 1983, and instead of saying my goodbyes, I tried to keep my attention in my own head, and I just kept saying, I will remember, I will remember, I will remember.
I always say that.
He knew what I was doing, and he smiled.
I always say that.
And I came into the bedroom, I will remember, and I was here, and it was all here. I even heard the craft above, and it started to pick up speed, and I flew out of bed and flew downstairs and just saw it going away, and it was gone out of my mind.
And then you said you won't remember. You realized that you didn't remember.
No. But then see, my partner was not here.
But you know what they say? They say that you only remember when you need to remember. When something happens that you need that information that you just received, whatever that is, the enlightenment, it'll come into your mind. And I feel that it is coming.
I think within the next 4 years there'll be a lot more open contact. It is time, my space brothers
Did you ever go to a
me
place like where you were seen, you were in a library and you were shown enormous books?
I've been to the Crystal City. I had a regression with Mary Rodwell.
Please hold my hand. I've been to the Crystal City. I've been in a library there. The doors were open, waiting for me, and a being was standing.
I've gone all goosey now, because it's the same.
All the books are crystal.
Right.
All the books are crystal.
And what happened?
When they're big, and you don't hold them. The being opened it, and things happen in that book. Like you see the etchings, and then it comes alive. Like whatever you need to learn, that's what they'll show you. I needed to study, so they showed me video, like live video in the book, and they didn't let go until they were sure that I got it. They're so kind. It's like they wanted to be sure that I would get this. So they explained it to me 10 different ways, so I should remember. It's so beautiful. And when I talk to people that I was in this crystal library, people say, gee, she's nice, but she's a little, you know, but I know that, see, we found another person.
When I was taken
see,
there...
do you believe me now?
I actually took one of the books because when I got there was millions and millions and millions, but one of them was highlighted, and I had to take it out. The being told to take it out.
You took it out.
I opened up the page. There was 4 squares on each page, and I was opening them up, and I had to stop at one where the top left-hand one was glowing, and then they told me that was my life now. That's Mike's life, but all those lives in that book are all the lives of my greater self. They said they're all happening in the now. They were all happening in the now. And that little one there was me, Mike.
That's right. And they showed me that everything was already recorded.
Yes.
It's already been recorded. We think that it's unfolding for us and it never happened before, but it's actually already happened. We're just playing the role.